The Epstein Files explained. Jeffrey Epstein was an American financier who built relationships with wealthy and influential people over several decades. Despite his public image, investigators later accused him of operating a large-scale sex trafficking network involving underage girls. In 2008, Epstein reached a highly controversial plea deal in Florida. He pleaded guilty to state charges related to soliciting prostitution from a minor and served only a short jail sentence with unusually lenient conditions. The agreement received widespread criticism because many people believed it allowed him to avoid much more serious federal charges. Years later, new evidence and renewed investigations changed everything. In July 2019, federal prosecutors arrested Epstein in New York on charges related to the sex trafficking of minors. Investigators alleged that he recruited underage girls, paid them for sexual abuse, and used his wealth and influence to continue his crimes for years. Just over a month after his arrest, Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. Authorities ruled his death a suicide. However, because of the circumstances surrounding his death, numerous conspiracy theories spread online. Despite those theories, no credible public evidence has proven that someone else caused his death. Now let's talk about the Epstein Files. The phrase Epstein Files doesn't refer to one single document. Instead, it describes thousands of pages of court records, depositions, witness testimony, flight logs, emails, financial records, and other legal documents released over several years. Many of these documents came from civil lawsuits filed by Epstein's victims. Others were unsealed by federal courts after media organizations requested public access. One of the biggest misconceptions is that simply appearing in these files means someone committed a crime. That is not true. Many people are mentioned because they attended social events, appeared in contact lists, communicated with Epstein, or were discussed by witnesses. A person's name appearing in a court document does not automatically mean they were accused of wrongdoing, charged with a crime, or found guilty. This distinction is extremely important. Another topic that receives a lot of attention is Epstein's flight logs. Epstein owned private aircraft that transported numerous passengers over many years. Publicly released flight logs include politicians, business leaders, celebrities, academics, employees, family members, pilots, security staff, and many other individuals. Again, appearing on a flight log only confirms that someone traveled on that aircraft. It does not prove criminal conduct. Some people have publicly acknowledged flying with Epstein for business or social reasons before his crimes became widely known. Others have denied knowledge of any criminal activity. The legal significance depends on evidence, not assumptions. The documents also include testimony from victims describing how Epstein allegedly recruited girls through promises of money, jobs, or opportunities before exploiting them. Several victims have spoken publicly about the long-term impact the abuse had on their lives. Their testimony has played a major role in helping investigators understand how Epstein's operation allegedly worked. Another major figure in the case is Ghislaine Maxwell. Prosecutors argued that Maxwell helped recruit and groom underage girls for Epstein over many years. In 2021, Maxwell was convicted in federal court on multiple charges related to sex trafficking and conspiracy. She was later sentenced to prison. Her conviction represented one of the most significant legal outcomes connected to the Epstein investigation. In recent years, additional court documents have continued to be released. Many headlines suggested these releases would expose dramatic new information. In reality, much of the material contained names and information that had already been reported publicly in previous lawsuits, interviews, or court proceedings. Some documents provided additional context, while others repeated testimony already known to investigators. This is one reason why legal experts often caution people against relying solely on social media summaries. Court documents require careful reading because allegations, testimony, verified evidence, and judicial findings are not the same thing. It's also important to remember that allegations made in lawsuits or witness testimony are not automatically established facts unless supported by evidence and accepted through the legal process. One reason the Epstein case continues to attract attention is because many people believe unanswered questions remain. Investigators examined financial transactions, international travel, business relationships, and communications connected to Epstein's network. Some people argue that additional investigation should continue wherever credible evidence exists. Others emphasize that speculation should never replace proof. Both principles can exist at the same time, seeking accountability while respecting due process. The biggest lesson from the Epstein Files is that evidence matters. Documents, testimony, investigations, and court rulings all play different roles in understanding a case. Reading headlines without context can easily create misunderstandings. As more records become public, journalists, legal experts, and investigators continue examining them carefully instead of jumping to conclusions. The Epstein case remains one of the most significant criminal investigations involving wealth, influence, and allegations of systemic abuse in recent American history. For victims, the focus has always been justice. For the public, the challenge is separating verified facts from internet rumors. And for history, the Epstein Files remain an important reminder that transparency, investigative journalism, and the legal system all play critical roles in uncovering the truth. Thanks for watching. If you found this factual breakdown helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more in-depth explainers, and let us know in the comments which major case you'd like us to cover next.